Hello, good evening. Heavy snow showers across large parts of Scotland brought more misery for drivers today. Tonight, the A9 is closed at Dalwhinnie. Earlier, 2 climbers were rescued after spending a night stuck thousands of feet up on a mountain ledge. Andrew Anderson reports.
Perched precariously at 3,000 feet, inches from a steep drop, these men had spent the night stuck without shelter on Bidian Namban in Glencoe. A Coast Guard helicopter found the pair yesterday morning after blizzards prevented the local mountain rescue team reaching them. The men had been travelling on skis when they ran into difficulty. After being lifted to safety, they were flown to Fort William to be checked over. Further south, Dumfries was one of the first places to be hit by today's snowfall. The A75 was blocked for a time. By midday, snow was falling across much of the central belt. Conditions were bad for a time on the M77. It was a similar picture on the M80. It didn't make for pleasant driving conditions, but traffic kept moving, even if it was slow going. At Glasgow Airport, they had to work hard to keep the tarmac clear. Flights were suspended for a short time to allow the gritters and ploughs to do their job. After good skiing earlier in the week, today high winds forced skiers off the slopes. At the Glencoe resort, where drivers had been stuck in a 6-mile tailback yesterday, the A82 was closed after 5 people were injured in a road accident. The forecasters tell us that's the worst of the weather over, at least for the time being. It's due to turn milder tomorrow, so if you're heading back to work or you're on the school run, you should have an easier journey. Andrew Anderson reporting Scotland on the M8 in Glasgow.
Air quality has improved slightly on Scotland's most polluted streets, according to figures from Friends of the Earth Scotland. But the data suggests the total number of official pollution zones, where levels regularly exceed legal limits, has remained static at 38. The Scottish Government says it's committed to introducing low-emission zones into Scotland's 4 biggest cities between 2018 and 2020, and that it's doing all it can to protect the public from the harmful effects of air pollution. The Scottish Labour leader Richard Leonard says there's a compelling case for Britain to stay in the EU customs union after Brexit. The party's leadership in London has refused to commit itself to continued membership, saying only that it wouldn't rule it out. Graham Stewart reports.
Britain's membership of the customs union allows our goods to flow freely across the EU. The UK government wants out, but Labour says it wants Britain to continue enjoying the full benefits. That doesn't necessarily mean remaining a fully paid-up member of the customs union after Brexit, though the party says it wouldn't rule that out. This morning, however, the Scottish Labour leader seemed much more keen.
Well, I think there is a compelling case for being in the customs union.
There is?
Well, I think there is, in the sense that that would certainly provide us with a tariff-free trading area to be a part of. So I think that's got an appeal to it.
One of the organisations which speaks for British industry agrees that a customs union of some sort would be best for the economy.
One of the options that's been on the table for a while has been being a member of a customs union. That means having frictionless trade within the European Union. Not totally, but it solves many of our problems.
UK Labour says that during the transition period after a Brexit deal, Britain should remain in both the single market and the customs union. Beyond that, however, the position is rather less clear. Graham Stewart, reporting Scotland.
Football now, and Hearts beat Hibs to book their place in the 5th round of the Scottish Cup. The only goal in the Edinburgh derby came very late, with Don Cowie getting a touch on Christophe Berra's header, which squirmed over the line. And the 5th round draw has taken place, and cup holders Celtic will host Partick Thistle. Hearts have a home tie against Albion Rovers or St Johnstone. Aberdeen meet Dundee United, while Highland League side Brora Rangers travel to take on Kilmarnock. Let's get the weather prospects now for this evening and the start of the week with Christopher.
Thank you very much indeed. Good evening to you. No doubt there was plenty of these being built across the country on this rather snowy Sunday, but the snow is clearing. There is a thaw on the way. Tonight, the main system pushing up towards the Northern Isles, falling as rain, maybe some sleet here, elsewhere cloudy, with some patchy outbreaks of rain at times, and nowhere near as cold as last night. Town and city temperatures around 2 to 5 Celsius, but where there's a lot of snow on the ground in the countryside, it will be colder. So to start the day tomorrow, fairly cloudy, some outbreaks of rain, so quite a damp, murky start in places. Temperatures, though, at 8 in the morning, already up to 6 or 7 Celsius on the west coast. Again, in the countryside where there's a lot of snow on the ground, it still will be quite chilly, quite slippery at times. Towards parts of the northwest, through Caithness and Sutherland, in towards Orkney, some heavier rain here and quite a strong wind coming in from the west-southwest. Through the course of tomorrow, a slow improvement, at least across the mainland. That rain tending to ease off, the clouds thinning and breaking, some sunshine coming through and the temperatures on the rise. By mid-afternoon, we're looking at around 8 Celsius for many, so likely to be some snow melt, perhaps some difficult conditions on the roads with a lot of surface water and spray. That's the forecast for now.
And that's Reporting Scotland from now. Christopher and I will be back with our next update just after the 10 o'clock news here on BBC One Scotland. You can keep up to date online in the meantime. Until then, from all of us here, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Bye-bye for now.